Hello students, in this video I am going to discuss on a topic salt analysis, that if any salt is given, how we can find out the composition of that salt. So that is called a salt analysis, or it is a type of qualitative analysis there. Now as or you know that salt, it is formed by reaction of acid. When react with base, it usually forms salt and water is formed. Now say for example, if we take here acid HCl and base as NaOH, then the salt form is NaCl plus water. Now in salt, this first part, positive part, it is coming from a base, right? So this is called this positive part of the salt, it is called basic radical. So cation is a basic radical. Why? Because it is obtained from a base. Similarly Cl, it comes from acid part. So negatively charged ion in a salt, that is called a acid radical. So in general we can represent it like acid, HCl is there, H positive, A negative, and base B positive, OH negative. So cation obtained from base, basic radical, and anion from acid, so acid radical. Now first we will start with the acid radicals. Now test for acid radical, they are divided into three groups. First group is detected using dilute acid. Now dilute acid can be HCl or H2SO4. Then second is concentrated H2SO4 group. Now in second group we cannot use HCl, we only use concentrated H2SO4. Then there are few groups for which we have to carry out the specific test. So these are called the specific groups. Now in this video I will mainly discuss on the first group, that is dilute H2SO4 or HCl, this group. Now if salts are of weak acids, as you know there are three types of salts are formed. They can be acidic salt, they can be basic salt, or they can be neutral salts. So if salts are of weak acid, then strong acid HCl or H2SO4 will replace these weak acids. Now if like CO3 2 negative is there, so the salt that can be formed on hydrolysis, the acid that it can form, that is H2CO3. Similarly S2 negative, the acid it can form, it is H2S. SO3 can form H2SO3, and NO2 negative, the acid formed is HNO2. Now all these are weak acids, right? So that is why from this salt, when salt containing this part react with this acid HCl or H2SO4, then it can easily displace these ions. And second thing that is kept in mind is that when we carry out the test for the first group, then we will reaction should take place in cold, no need to warm the reaction mixture. So in first group the radicals that come under, that are carbonate, sulfide, sulfite, and nitrite ion is there. Now how we can carry out these tests? Now first radical is carbonate. Now say if any compound that contain carbonate ion, when it is treated with concentrated HCl, or we can take this sulfuric acid, then salt and water are formed, and main thing that observation is that CO2 gas is released. Whenever salt that contain carbonate is treated with dilute HCl or dilute H2SO4, then carbon dioxide gas is formed. Now how we can find out that the gas is carbon dioxide? Now the observations are, it is colorless, odorless, that is no smell is there, and brisk effervescence is, bubbles are formed with this its speed. Now the confirmatory test for carbon dioxide is that it turns lime water milky. Lime water is slate lime. It is colorless solution. When carbon dioxide is passed, then calcium carbonate is formed, which is insoluble in water. So white precipitates are formed, that is milkiness appear. And milkiness disappear if excess gas is passed, because bicarbonate is formed, which is soluble. Now here one thing to be keep in mind is that like carbon dioxide turn lime water milky, sulfur dioxide gas also turns lime water milky. So the gas is carbon dioxide if it is odorless. If it has a smell of burning sulfur, then it will be a sulfur dioxide gas. So here sometimes the gases, they have the same one or more same characteristics. So here then at that point we should know that how we can distinguish those gases. So carbon dioxide and SO2 both are colorless gases, but the smell of carbon dioxide, that is, it is odorless, but sulfur dioxide has a smell of burning sulfur. That you can imagine like when you rub this matchstick against the matchbox friction, then that smell, so it's like that. Then carbonate for carbon dioxide gas is released, and we can test it by lime water. Then second ion is sulfite ion. The sulfite ion is SO3 2 negative. Now in this case sulfur dioxide gas is released. Now here observation, colorless gas and smell of burning sulfur, and it is pungent smell, suffocating smell is there in this. Now confirmatory test for this, it turns filter paper moistened with acidified potassium dichromate green. Now here again distinguished feature that carbon dioxide gas will not turn this. It will have no effect on this potassium dichromate. Only sulfur dioxide gas or sulfite radical will have a effect on that. So here potassium dichromate is orange in color, and we acidify it. Usually we take dilute H2SO4, and sulfur dioxide gas, it turns this Cr2SO4 thrice, which is green in color. So color changes from orange to green, that is because of the chromium sulfate plus other products are formed. Now here also like sulfur dioxide gas turns green, H2S and HCl also turn this into green. So here what is the identification when we carry out this test, that if we dilute HCl, the smell of burning sulfur or pungent smelling gas is observed, then if it turns green, it means it is a sulfite radical is there. Then another test for this can be carried out for sulfur dioxide. Now the potassium permanganate acidified. Now it is pink in color or violet coloration is there. Here it turns colorless, that is due to the formation of MnSO4. So for sulfite radical we can carry out the two confirmatory tests. One is the potassium dichromate that turns green, and another is potassium permanganate that turns colorless. So both are strong reducing agents. The next radical is sulfite. It is S2 negative. So in this case the gas released is H2S. So it is colorless. So till now the gases that were carbon dioxide is colorless, sulfur dioxide is colorless, and H2S is also colorless. But here it has a rotten egg-like smell. Now confirmatory test, filter paper moistened with lead acetate solution turn black. So this is lead acetate. So you can write Pb here also twice, but cation is written first, so this is the anion part. Now PbS is formed or precipitate is formed, that is black colored. Lead sulfide is black in color. And second test that can be carried out is using sodium nitroprusside solution, and here purple coloration is formed due to this complex. So little bit confusing here. So Na2 this compound, and here sulfur is also attached. So just name is sodium nitrothioproside. This complex is formed, which is purple in color. So in sulfide again 2 confirmatory tests can be carried out. The next radical is nitrite. It is NO2 negative ion. So it will produce, the main gas that is produced is nitrogen dioxide gas. Now observation is brown fumes. Now again here comes that nitrogen dioxide gas is produced by nitrate as well as nitrite radical. But in this intensity is low, here intensity is high there. The large fumes are produced of nitrogen dioxide. So this is NO2 is brown colored gas. The other gases like carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide and H2SO are colorless gases. Now for confirmatory test, we can carry out this starch iodide. First potassium iodide solution, it liberate iodine complex, iodine, and iodine, you know that starch with iodine, it react to form a blue colored complex. So that will indicate the presence of the nitrite ion. Then it will also give ring test that we will do in this nitrate radical. Now one exception is there, that ring test is given by nitrite as well as nitrate, but in case of barium nitrate it will not give ring test, because in this case BaSO4 when formed, it is white precipitate. Now ring, so it will disturb the formation of ring. So this is the one exception we can say, that barium nitrate will not give ring test. So I hope this much is clear. So if we are carrying out the salt analysis, any salt is given to you, then apart from the beginning test, preliminary test, we start with the test for the acid radical. For acid radical, the first test that we carry out is the dilute acid. So we take a sample, we put few drops of the this HCl or H2SO4. Any of these observation is there, so that radical is present, and we will carry out the confirmatory test for that radical there. So this is how the acid radical is detected. So second group I will discuss in the next video. Thank you.